it's Caitlin, and today I want to kick my channel off with a book haul of a lot of books that I probably should not have bought, but I did. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So the first book that I bought was Serpent Dove. I heard a lot about this book from a lot of other booktubers, and just the reviews on Goodreads about it are incredible. So when I was in Barnes & Noble, I just decided to pick it up. It's about a witch and a witch hunter who have to become married due to some circumstances that happen. I'm about halfway through this book and am really loving it. And I only bought it last week, so I'm flying through this book. Next book I bought was The Beast is an Animal by Peter Van Arsdale. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm not too sure what this is about anymore. I bought this again last week and I've been devouring so many other books. I'm not entirely sure what this one is about anymore, but the cover looked really good, the price was really good, and I read the synopsis and I was hooked. So I am really excited to pick this up. The next book is The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert. I've heard a lot of controversial things about this. Either you love it or you hate it. I'm hoping I'm part of the ones who love it. But this book is about this girl named Alice and her grandmother who wrote this book of fairy tales, and her grandmother died when she was younger, and so she's trying to find out what happens to her mom when she gets kidnapped, and it all leads back to the Hazel Wood, which is where her grandmother lived. The next book I got is a really popular book, especially right now because the third one in the trilogy just came out. I believe it was early last week, and this is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This book, as you've probably heard, is about these humans with supernatural abilities, and I've always loved books about topics like this because it takes you to a world that is entirely different from the world you're living, and it just gives you a chance to immerse yourself in a completely different world. So I'm really looking forward to this book. The next book is A Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. This book is about a pickpocket who her family is thrown into a war, and she has to find this firebird that has magical powers more than anything in the world, and she has to find it to save her family. This next book I could not wait to get. It's The Shadowhunter's Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. I am a huge fan of all things Shadowhunters, so when I found this for as cheap as I did on Book Depository, I could not pass it up. So I picked this up, and I've actually already finished it, but I only really skimmed through it. But I'm going to go back and read through it eventually as well. This is what Shadowhunters use as a guideline. It's kind of like their textbook. And what's really cool about this is that there's notes from Clary and Jace from the Mortal Instruments in it. When you read through it and you read all of their notes, it's hilarious. So I couldn't pass this up. The next book is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This is part of the Firebird series. It's the first in the series. And this book is about this girl who her father was murdered, and the only lead that she has slips into another dimension, so she slips through that dimension as well to go and find him, basically solve the mystery of her father's death. The next book is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is a very popular book. It's the first of a duology. I've heard so many things about this book and Leigh Bardugo that I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get this. So I had to pick it up. The next two books I have are The Diviners by Libba Bray. When I got it, the dust jacket was totally ruined, so I just decided to take it off. Even the back is still kind of ruined. You can see it right there. So I just took it off because I didn't want to look at how horrible it is. It was so bad. So I have The Diviners by Libba Bray, and then I have the second one, Lair of Dreams by Liva Bray. I've heard so many good things about how it takes so many different genres and mixes them together in a horrifying yet addictive way that I just could not pass up the opportunity to get both of them. So that's what I did. The next book I'm going to talk about is Tonight the Streets Are Ours by Layla Sales. Hope I said that right. This book follows the main character Arden, who started reading these postings by someone who lives in New York City, and she felt that he got her like no one else ever did, so she sets out on a trip to find him. The next book is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. This book is a huge topic everywhere, and I could not wait to pick it up. This book is about 4 kingdoms that are based on the seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And the kingdom of winter gets conquered with the citizens enslaved. Only 8 survivors are left, and those are the ones who have to save the kingdom. And I cannot wait to read this one and the rest in the trilogy. The next book is People Like Us by Donna Melly. I suck at names, so if I butcher that, I am sorry. This book is about a star soccer player who, when someone's body shows up, she gets an email with a scavenger hunt of things to find to solve the murder. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. I have been so obsessed with this book since I heard about it a couple weeks ago, and I could not wait to pick it up and start reading it. This book takes place in New York City, both the present and the past, because the main character actually travels back in time to find something that they need in the present time. And then she has to deal with the consequences of going back in time as it actually affects the future as well. The next book I actually already finished. I finished it in less than 24 hours because I could not put it down no matter what. I could just not put it down. I listened to the audiobook and I read it, and it is just an amazing book, and I cannot wait until I get the second book in a couple of days. So that will be Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. This book is about this girl who, anytime she touches anyone, they have the potential to die, and she's captured by this person who wants to use her powers for something that she has no interest in helping him with. The next book, I know I'm gonna butcher the author's name, so I'm not even gonna try, but it's A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This book just came out this year. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and Beauty and the Beast was one of my favorite Disney movies. So I personally cannot wait to dive into this, because if it's as good as people are saying it is, I'm going to love it. The next book is raved about everywhere, so you've probably heard about it or read it, but that is TheDarkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. This follows teenagers who have special abilities on their journey to find the one safe haven that they can, and it sounds amazing, the reviews are amazing, and I cannot wait to pick it up to see if those are true for me or not. On to the last few books that we're going to talk about. This one is Slayer by Kirsten White. This is off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I didn't know when I picked it up, but probably should have realized by the title. But the cover is just so beautiful, and everything about it just seemed amazing. When I found out, I was like, okay, I'll try it and I'll see, even though I know nothing about Buffy the Vampire. The next book is The Sacrifice Box by Martin Stewart. This book is about these teenagers who have this box in the middle of the woods, and there's a couple rules that they have to follow, but when somebody breaks those rules, a lot of things unfold. I think this is the only horror book that I picked up, but I'm really excited to read this, even though it's past Halloween. The next book I'm really excited to read, kind of like all of these, but that is Timekeeper by Tara Sim. This is about a world where everything is run by clocks. A fractured one can completely alter time, and a broken clock even stops time for that town. There's this boy who His father is in a town that the time has stopped, and he actually is a mechanic. So this story follows him as he goes to that town and he fixes the clocks, but the book can never be that simple. So I'm really excited to dive into this and see what kind of world this can be. The next book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I have heard nothing but good things about this book as well. I also am already a fan of Maggie Stiefvater because I read the Shiver series. A lot of people don't actually like that and prefer her work in this, so I'm really excited to see that because I loved her books before. So I'm really excited to read this, and I'm also hoping to finish this series and move on to the Ronin spinoff. The last book is no newbie to BookTube, but it's Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and I cannot rave enough about how much I've been wanting this book. The first time I heard about it, I was like, I need to pick that book up, and it took me about a month to actually pick it up, and so I finally did, and I am about halfway through it, and I am just devouring it. I love this book so much, and I cannot wait to see how they end this and then move on to the rest of the series, considering the third and final one just came out last week. So I'm really hoping to finish this one and Thunderhead soon so that I can move on to the last one that just came out. So that's all the books that I got today. I know there's a lot of them and I cannot wait to read all of them. Thank you for watching my first video here on BookTube. I can't wait to make more videos for you guys, and I'm hoping to meet a lot of new people as well. So you can hit that red subscribe button down below, leave a like, a comment, anything that'll help me out. So I really appreciate all you guys, and I will see you in my next video.